Hey guys, what's up? My name is Kurt. Welcome to my channel. I'm launching 12 startups over the next 12 months with the goal of earning $10,000 a month in revenue by the end. I want you along for the journey as I fail and as I succeed. I'm a seasoned software engineer and entrepreneur, and I built my last company over the course of 4 years to 7 figures of annual revenue and raised over $15 million in venture capital. I've learned a lot about what works and what doesn't. My goal for sharing this 12 startup challenge with you is to teach you everything I know about entrepreneurship. I want to inspire you and teach you how to go from having no business idea to earning $10,000 a month in revenue and beyond, and every step in between. If you're interested to learn from my journey, or you want to see which of these startups fail and which of them succeed, smash the like and subscribe buttons down below. It's an easy action you can take. It helps me out a lot, and it helps other people to discover this content and start their own companies. Let me first introduce my background. I'm not starting this journey from nothing. My first foray into entrepreneurship was in middle school. I bought, or maybe my parents bought, candy in bulk from Costco that I then sold on the school bus and the playground. I think this lasted about a week before the teachers caught on and told me I needed to stop. And I didn't break even on the purchase from Costco. Everything else after that has been downhill. No, just kidding. I've already had some success and a lot of failures along the way. I studied computer science in college and spent 2 years as an engineer at Uber. I've started 2 startups. The first, we weren't able to get customers and shut down after about a year. And the second, we raised over $15 million, got to 7 figures of annual revenue, and the company is still going strong today. I've built a bunch of side projects over the years, most of them unfinished, and one of which made a few $100s total in revenue. So I know how to code, and I'm working on this challenge full time. For those of you who haven't started your business yet, you might be asking yourself, can you start a business if you can't code and if you can only be working part-time? Absolutely yes. First, on coding. Yes, it lets me or someone who codes build an MVP and put it directly in front of a customer. It's a skill that can create a lot of leverage. At the same time, I've made the extremely common mistake myself many times of building something that I think is the greatest product since sliced bread and sacrificing nights and weekends and hangouts with friends, only to find out that I was dead wrong and nobody wants to use the product. Not knowing how to code forces you to focus immediately on the needs of the customers. On top of that, no-code platforms like Webflow, Zapier, Bubble, just to name a few, means that it's possible for almost anyone now to produce beautiful and production-ready applications and websites. One decently famous story of the no-code approach is the company ZeroCater, which does office catering. Aram, the founder of the company, ran it entirely off of spreadsheets until the company was exploding with sales and operationally at its breaking point. The company went on to raise multiple fundraising rounds and has done hundreds of millions of dollars in total sales. I'll leave a link down in the description if you want to read more about that story. In short, it's entirely possible to build businesses, both small and massive businesses as well, not knowing how to code. It's also entirely possible to start a business while working part-time. Kenneth is the founder of Slip.so, which did $750 in its very first month of launching, while Kenneth was working full-time and also raising 3 kids. Slip lets developers publish interactive programming courses. Publishing courses is one of the easiest ways to create passive income, and I highly recommend checking his platform out if you're a developer with a knack for teaching and you want passive income. His business is growing quickly, and only now that he's seen real promise and revenue with the business is he going full-time with Slip. I think, especially for people new to entrepreneurship, it's much better to start out working on your business part-time while also having a full-time job. It's really, really easy to trick yourself into thinking you have a great product when you're new to entrepreneurship, and that risk is real even if you're an experienced entrepreneur. Last year, the company Quibi raised nearly $2 billion and then shut down 7 months after launching. If you can't get those kind of market signals while you're working part-time on the business, there's a good chance you're probably approaching it wrong. Having a job can also be a great way to find business ideas. If you can solve a problem from work better, faster, or cheaper than how it's currently done, that's a promising business right there. If you're interested to hear more about that topic, write a comment down below and I'll make sure that one of my future videos covers this in depth. Since this won't be my first time starting a business, I feel comfortable working on this challenge full time. If I don't get a single dollar revenue in, say, 6 months, I'll probably get a full-time job at that point before continuing. But hopefully we don't get there. Okay, now let's get into what is a startup and how do you launch a business? I think the word startup can be really misleading to a lot of folks. You read about in the news about Silicon Valley startups raising millions or even billions of dollars from top name firms, being part of Y Combinator, etc. And that's all great, but if you don't live in Silicon Valley, can't code, don't have personal connections to VCs, it can seem impossible to launch a startup. I think all of that is a distraction. To me, a startup just means that one, you've noticed something about the world, a problem that some group of people have. Two, you might be able to reach those people. Three, convert them to paying customers. Four, you might be able to successfully solve the problem. And five, do it in a way where you charge enough money to make the business sustainable or even make it grow. However, each part of that is just an idea, a hypothesis, until you have those paying and satisfied customers. To me, the process of starting a startup is at its core about running experiments. Calling it an experiment captures the fact that I might be totally wrong about some business idea, and that's totally fine. And that I shouldn't be tied to a particular product idea, and that above all else, I need to be listening to the needs of customers. It also means not getting caught up in other things like raising money, hiring a team, creating some stellar designs, or even building the product or incorporating the business. I might need to do those things, but it's all in service of solving the customer's need. The last thing I want to cover in this video is the challenge itself. As I said, I'm launching 12 startups in the next 12 months. On this channel, as I'm launching these startups, I'll cover everything from validating the market to customer discovery and development to building the product and scaling the business. I'll also share lessons that I've learned from my time running a venture-backed company as well as my time as an engineer at Uber. For this challenge, I've only planned a few of the 12 startups so far. The first product is a tool to turn any Google Sheet into a mobile app. I've felt this need myself, and I think many businesses, especially those heavy in operations, could use a tool like this. The second startup is a personal budgeting and taxes app. Think of this like a next generation Mint where categorization and cash flow analysis works out of the box, and also it handles your taxes for you. I'm excited about several other product ideas, but those are less fleshed out. To give you a taste of some of them, one of them is a tool to digitize PDF forms for government offices and legal offices. Another is a tool for citizens to more easily engage with local government. The third is a technical product for developers to make it easy to launch web services on AWS by configuring multiple underlying services. Think of it like a Heroku for your own AWS account. In my next video, I'll talk about how I came up with these ideas and the tactics that you can use to come up with startup ideas. That's the video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons below, and see you next time.